vital.
Okay, so this would be ideal if you had identified congestion on one side of the rib cage, or you had kind of an imbalance. QL, so oblique length discrepancy, QL length discrepancy. Okay, have a good palpate through the ribs. Okay, so get into the ribs. Okay, yeah, so find the borders. Okay, and just feel what the tissue is like in between. Okay. Get a feeling, see if you can find those contralateral differences. Yeah. Generally, restrictions will feel a lot. It will just feel tougher, almost as though sometimes you'll feel as though you're just on the bone, but you will feel the rises and falls where the intercostal should be. Yeah. So it's not always the case, but generally where you've got a bit of a congestion, yeah, you will get a build up of kind of like fascia under the rib cage as well. Okay, so you will have done your cross-handers, trying to lift the rib cage, whatever you've done, and then maybe a bit of lateral stuff to kind of sort out a bit of a restriction. Okay, so that's taken for granted. Okay. Next thing we need to do is to try and kind of get rid of this fascia build up underneath the rib cage itself. Okay, so at this point we've worked pretty much all the way up to it, but nothing beyond it. Okay, so what we actually do, okay, is just literally work a little bit forward. Otherwise I'm going to rip those chest hairs to pieces. Yeah, they moan on the inside. Okay, so just working under the ribs. And you'll feel pockets of real kind of restriction as you work on. Okay, so there we really hit. And if you need any advice, time, just give me a shout. So working up. A bit of skin build up, so I'm just going to move some of it out of the way. Okay. And then work up. And we'd effectively work all the way up round to the sternum. Yeah. And it will generally get a lot more painful the closer you get to the sternum itself.
Yeah, space seems to be telling us that.
Yeah. We'll always look at client responses. Okay, so you would work all the way up. Okay. That will help kind of deep the wrist a little bit underneath. Yep. The next stage of it is effectively the lift. Okay. So on Andy, I'm not sure how much you're able to get. Okay. It's effectively still fascial. Okay, so we don't want to just yank off it and swing off it. Okay, we just need to get underneath pads of your fingers rather than points. Okay, because you will start to pinch a little bit. I haven't actually cut my nails much this weekend, so pinch a little bit. Alright, and then literally just shift your weight backwards. Okay. So I can't really grip too much on hands, so I can't really go back completely because I'll just lose it again. But I've got enough purchase on it there just to put a little bit of tension. Okay, and so I'm just going to hold it. That's all. Same as you do with every kind of fascia. I let the fascia move rather than you trying to force it. Okay, got tension on it. I think if I put any more tension, I'd just slip off or I'd lose it. Okay, so I'm just under the rib cage. Okay, as I'm doing that, it's sinking a little bit, so I can just get a little bit more purchase. Maybe lift a little bit more there. Okay, it just keeps letting me do a little bit more as we go through. Okay, you work that. You can work around a little bit lower. Okay, just be careful when you're doing it low. Okay, because obviously it gets a little bit more exposed, a little bit more kind of fragile, shall we say, lower down, because you can get so much more of it up towards the top. Generally, it's a lot kind of like hardier up there. Okay, so you work your way down there. You then got to begin the process, and I will show you a rib mobilisation later on anyway. Okay, so you would do those as well. Okay, but before that, probably I would work at trying to just release the fascia okay, and therefore the muscles between the ribs themselves. Okay, so we're working out the intercostals. Okay. You will find people who've got real congestion at the front of the ribs. Okay, it will quite often be replicated around the back as well, certainly in and around the spine. Okay, so there's definitely scope to work both sides. Okay, and it's as simple as just finding the borders, and that's probably the thing you have to focus on more than anything. Okay, so find where the groove is. Okay, so you've definitely got one rib there, 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 and there. So we've got 4 or 5 swipes in theory you could do. Just going right. Okay, and it's simply find the point, sink in. Okay, and then we are going to work through. All those hard to reach points. You're just sitting there and nothing else is going to stretch that out, because as soon as you start trying to stretch the rib cage, just everything else just stretches around it. Yeah, you just can't breathe, and that's about it. But certainly endurance athletes looking to increase VO2 max, brilliant for it. Yeah, just really max out what you can do. So your triathlon may be great for you to get done. Really increase oxygen uptake. Swimmers, brilliant. Anybody with respiratory problems, I've got a client who has got chronic asthma. She's in hospital every week, and this is the only thing which gives her relief. And she'll come in once a week and just keep, and it just keeps regressing. And that's nothing we're doing wrong. It's just because medically she can't. She's improved her maximum breath outtake. Swimmers are great for this, because swimmers generally have quite a bit of respiratory problems as well, but need a lot of oxygen, so it's kind of counterproductive, so this kind of thing works well. Okay, and then you work round. Flick them onto the back and just do exactly the same, yeah, on the ribs on the back. Yeah, so sort of like. You have to be careful because you've obviously got a little less access around here, okay? But find where you can and then work back to the point at which you can work. And quite often what I'll do is I know where I've got to aim for and where I can get the ribs straight away. Yeah? There's muscle in here, so traps are kicking in here, but I know that it goes up to about there. So as long as I know my point, I might as well just work fascially over it anyway, just in case there is a restriction being caused, and then join in with the actual surface of the muscle once you get onto it, yeah, and then work around it. We'll be doing some rib mobilisations, we'll be doing thoracic mobilisation, okay, we'll be doing some harmonic movements later on today, okay. All of that combined can really help, and you can already see the band there, yeah? It's flushing off because the blood wants to get into that area. Okay. And you will end up, certainly some meetings that do that just have tiger stripes all the way down. And you'll quite often burst blood vessels on this one as well, so warn your client that potentially, because if it is that restricted in there, you're going to get it. And I know when I first got it done, I just had like lines and kind of burst blood vessels all the way around. And Christian was just missing himself. So it was just like, I've never seen anyone's ribs do that, but it's because it was the first time, and now I've had it done nowhere near as much. Yeah. So, well worth it. Alright, happy with that? Cool.